So the question was, what's the most important thing I ever learned in After Effects? And I said learning to animate backwards, which somebody said, well, I don't understand exactly what that means. So just super quick, this is what this means. So here's my logo. So when you're given a logo or a design of any kind or whatever, you know that that's what's going to be the lockup at the end. That's what that's going to look like when you finish. Identify everything, name it, right? So everything was all named, the same thing, but you name it the individual layers so you know what you're doing, what you're animating, and then you go backwards. So you say, okay, I'm going to grab this R and let me hit the U key to open it up. So here's our keyframe. This is where the end is, right? And I slid it, go back to number 1, and you pull it to the side. So that's where you can get it back here, right? Okay. So what happens is now, okay, I know it's going to end here because I started at the end, which when you play them forward is animating in, if that makes sense. So you start at the end, and then you move things backwards to where you want them to start. And then you can do the same thing. Again, for me, this was the Rick, which I have track matted, and the Reed, which is also track matted. And they're basically just the same thing. They just slide up from underneath the shape layer with an alpha track mat. You can see an alpha mat. And so I know they're going to end there, and then I just fade up the productions with opacity, right? So we start at the end. Okay, select all U. We start at the end, and then we go backwards and animate off. So you're actually you start at the end and then you go backwards. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, feel free to ask or comment. Thanks. Bye.